Wow, really? Tiring? Really? Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Jeez. Matt,
Just
you just
opening
blew the
alive with
cold
fun.
open. Thanks, buddy. Jeez. Oh,
Ah,
that's the wrong thing. I just tweeted an invite to our I just posted an invite to our Discord server in our Discord server. Uh
There you go.
to tell them
you
that
were
we're live.
distracted by all the spoilers.
So speaking of racing, that reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons where Maud Flanders gets hit by a t-shirt cannon. That's all I'm gonna say. This is the live show. If anybody wants to, if
This is the
anybody
live
was
show, and
wondering,
anything goes.
yeah, exactly,
Yep.
exactly.
Welcome to the chaos.
Yeah, welcome to the chaos. So, joining me tonight, as always, is Leah. Leah, welcome back. I know that you were busy for a little bit.
Yes, life
Yes,
happens.
yes, nice. John, welcome. How's it going? Joining me again, prying him from working on a Baldur's Gate 3 shield in his secret underground James Bond villain lair. It's Matt from the Ancient Armory. Matt,
How's it going, guys?
hey buddy, how's it going?
That shield is actually sitting right next to me. So
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I want to see it later. Definitely want to see it later. I've been seeing the progress on Instagram. It looks great. And making her debut, also, yeah, making her
Yeah.
debut. Special guest friend. No, not Cap's Shield. Come on, I'm trying to do introductions, John. Gosh, no. Joining us for the first time, Twitch streamer and Disney fanatic and Star Wars fan.
Yep.
It's Heidi Vids. Heidi, how are you?
Hello. I'm good. It's good to be here. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
yeah. Welcome. All right, so let's get to a couple of announcements. I do have two pieces of news. One of them is pretty stupid and silly. The other one is just, the other one is Star Wars related. So we'll just get. I know, John, you're good, dude. I have to give you a hard time like all the time. It's fine. So couple of quick announcements. Matt, you and I are going to be drinking in a hotel lobby very soon, as we are going to be at shore leave. Hopefully, hanging out with Greg Grunberg.
it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. We gonna have fun. That is July 26th through the 28th up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Matt and I are going to be there, hanging out. I'm going to be covering shore leave for the podcast. Matt is just going to be there to be a booth babe, I guess. I don't know. No. Matt's going to be cosplaying.
So my we're gonna be at the cosplay masquerade. My Roman boys and I are going to be doing a skit from I think it's History of Everything, History of the
History
World.
of the World.
It's the flanking flankers scene. So we're gonna be doing that.
Yeah. Well, you teased that at Farpoint. You teased it a little bit at Farpoint. Yeah. But big guest list for shore leave this year. If you're a fan of Star Trek, Todd Stashwick is going to be there. JG Hertzler, who was from Deep Space Nine, he's going to be there also. If you're a fan of the TV show Lucifer, you've got DB Woodside and Leslie Ann Brandt. If you're a fan of Stargate, there's Amanda Tapping. And if you're a fan of Star Wars, we've got Ingrid Delia, who played the stand-in for Princess Leia in Rogue One. And then we've also got Greg Grunberg, who was Snap Wexley in the sequel trilogy, which if I do get to meet Greg Grunberg, I kind of want to ask him, so how did it feel not being able to hang out with your stepdad? Leah, you know. Leah knows. Because Snap dies right before Wedge shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next piece of next announcement. Matt and I are hanging out again in February. God. We're gonna be at Farpoint 2025. Farpoint number 32 in February of 2025, and that's going to be a fun show. We've got Michelle Forbes from Star Trek: The Next Generation, Helen Sadler from Star Wars: The Bad Batch, as well as Lego Star Wars, and we've got Matthew Wood coming as well. So that is going to be a lot of fun. I believe we also have Bonnie Gordon, who is the voice of the ship's computer in Star Trek Prodigy. So if you're looking to go to Farpoint, get your tickets now. However, I did see that the Farpoint Hotel room block was sold out, but I did just look a few minutes ago and saw that there were still some rooms available. So I don't know. I'll have to talk to Sharon and the Farpoint team about that. So that is that. Let's get into the news real quick. Should we do the silly one first, or should we go into the Star Wars one?
My vote is the silly one.
The silly one?
Silly.
Okay. So this is hashtag first world problems, but solved first world problems. Disney a few weeks ago decided to remove the hush puppies from Columbia Harbor House. Yeah. Which, if you've never had the hush puppies, they are amazing. But they're back. Well, they were, but they're back. They're back. Disney did announce that they are back due to popular demand between not only guests and cast members. Disney has brought back the fabled Columbia Harbor House hush puppies that you can get in the Magic Kingdom. Yes, hush puppies. They're like fried bread fritters.
Yeah.
They're perfect.
Yeah, they're perfect. They're perfect. Yeah. They're perfect. You get them with that seafood dinner. Oh man. Oh man.
Hush puppies with a seafood boil is just that is peak performance in food form.
This is hush puppies but with fried seafood. Oh, it is a heart attack waiting to happen.
I can feel my arteries clogging now, and it is glorious.
It is. It is. You get that in the cheeseburger spring rolls, boom, you're done. You're done for the day.
Yep. Cheeseburger spring rolls.
Oh, dude. They're amazing. They're so good. People are like, when are we going to talk about the Acolyte?
Look, hey man, I'm always here for fried food.
Oh, I know. I know.
It's priorities.
Yeah. I made chicken piccata yesterday. I'm always here for fried food.
I want to try your chicken piccata because that's like the second time you've made it that I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, if a dish has capers in it, then I've probably made it.
Oh, that's true too.
I've been wanting to experiment with fried food. I just did honey garlic sriracha chicken this past week. It was good.
Yeah.
But I want to do like breading properly. So if like ever get the hankering for like something that tastes like a $30 DoorDash meal, and I don't want to pay $30 for a DoorDash meal,
right.
You know.
$30 DoorDash meal, so like one sandwich,
like a single
maybe
chicken leg.
Yeah.
Maybe a slice of pizza.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the trick to frying food is you just gotta commit. You just gotta commit.
That's true. That's true. But you also need really good breading.
Rice flour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm also a big fan of tempura fried food. Tempura is really good.
Tempura is fantastic.
Yeah. God, now I'm getting hungry even though I just ate. But yeah, hush puppies are back. So I'm going down in September and I plan on eating a bunch of them. So yeah, I'll take pictures. And I'll also take pictures of those cheeseburger spring rolls for you, Matt.
Yes, please, because I'm very curious about what those look like.
They're like this big and you
Spring
get
roll
two of them.
sized.
Yeah, but you get two of them, and they're like what, like $9 a piece? I mean, $9 altogether, which isn't bad, but
yeah, it's not bad, especially for Disney prices.
Oh my god! Don't even get me started. Disney, if you're watching, I want a free trip. Bye.
Disney, if you're watching, we love you.
Oh yeah. So speaking of that, and then we'll get into the other news. The other day, I got a call from Disney Vacation Club, and I was thinking, oh, maybe this is them. And they go, yeah, we'd like to talk to Eric. And I was like, yeah, this is him. They go, yeah, so you entered the Double the Magic sweepstakes. And I was like, oh, did I win? And they're like, we want to know if you would like some more information on Disney Vacation Club. And I was like,
Oh.
no. I was hoping that you would have called me to see if I won.
That's one of those moments where it's like, and then it's like, oh,
yeah, disappointment.
Yeah, it's like that. Oh, you almost got it. You almost got it.
You gotta be quicker than that.
Exactly. You didn't enter every day, so that's why you didn't win. Thanks for getting my hopes up, Mickey.
Conned by the mouse again.
Mouse already has a lot of my money this year.
Valid.
Yeah. All right. So, actually, real quick, before we get in, actually, we'll do the news thing real quick, and then I want to hear from Heidi real quick about your Star Wars journey and everything. So let's get into the last piece of news, and then we'll jump into that. Star Wars Outlaws has officially gone gold. We are less than 2 months away from the release of Star Wars Outlaws, which I think a couple of us are excited for.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, so it releases August 30th on all platforms except for Nintendo Switch. So if you're a Nintendo Switch fan, but you've got Star Wars Hunters. You've got Star Wars Hunters on Nintendo Switch. So
which is a very fun game.
It's great. It is a lot of fun. Very fun.
Yeah.
I haven't played it in a while, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so how are we feeling about Star Wars Outlaws being less than 2 months away? Is the excitement building, or are we still just at
I think we're gonna have a lot of Star Wars momentum going into it because so it's at the like end of August, start of September is when it's coming out. I don't remember the exact date off the top of my head.
August.
Thank you. Yeah. But earlier in August, we've got YJA Season 2 starting. Yes. We've got Acolyte still going on for a couple more weeks. We have a lot of Star Wars momentum. Now we have it for a few more weeks. There's going to be a little gap in like the end of July.
I was going to be like, spoken more clearly. More episodes that
we've got 2 episodes left. But I mean, I'm just really excited because, like, I don't know, just looks like a fun game. Looks like, looks right up my alley.
Mm-hmm. Heidi, how are you feeling about Outlaws?
I'm excited. I really like this whole open world concept. I'm a very big open world adventure game kind of person. Like I play Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, that kind of stuff. So just going into it, being able to walk around, talk to different characters, see what's going on. It just sounds really fun. And I think it's kind of slowly building hype. Like they kind of release more and more little trailers, which I think for any game is kind of like the perfect way to build up to it. It's like, don't give me too much too early and then I start to forget. I'm not as excited. Just give me little bits and pieces slowly building up to it, and then I'm gonna be super excited by the time it comes out.
No, I totally get it. Matt, are you going to be playing this on your computer?
Oh yeah, so I haven't been following it super closely, but my hankering to play a game where I'm a freighter captain is growing. It's manifesting in like ship lore videos on YouTube and stuff. Like been rewatching a lot of those lately, and I'm just like, I just want to be out here just like, piloting a freighter and running odd jobs and stuff. And from what I've heard, Outlaws is going to let me do that. So fingers crossed. I'm excited.
Yeah, I feel like Outlaws is the perfect opportunity for all of us to live out the smuggler Han Solo fantasy.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Who hasn't wanted to be scum and villainy,
Especially when you have the opportunity to shoot first,
Absolutely.
Oh,
Definitely.
my
And to
K-Best
pick
is
who
going
you're shooting. Look, as long as Kira says to shoot them, I'm shooting them. Like,
I mean, she tells me to shoot someone. I'm not saying no.
our
Like,
Queen
okay,
Kira.
whatever you say.
Let's go, girl.
Our Queen Kira. And is it bad that I just want to piss off the Hutts? Like,
they deserve it.
yeah.
It's not that bad to me. No, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's not even a spicy take. The Hutts have it coming.
Yeah.
The Hutts have it coming. Yeah, they do. Okay, I gotta stop watching this baseball game also in the background. Sorry.
Those things last forever.
You've got background stuff going too, huh? For me, it's Rome Total War.
There you go. Yeah, no, I'm good. Anyway, so let's Heidi, tell us a little bit about that's fair, Eric. To be fair, pretty much every faction seems evil, i.e. the Pikes. I don't want to piss off the Pikes though. I don't want to piss off the Pikes because I want to see where that goes.
I also feel like the Pikes are going to be more able to take revenge than the Hutts.
Yeah.
The
Even though
but they're a lot more like location based, it seems.
Even though I do blame them for an entire tribe of Tusken Raiders getting wiped out.
Yeah.
I know. I know they killed the Gamorrean boys. I know that
the Pikes
RIP.
also did Tessel.
Maybe one of the most important things.
Slavery.
What?
The Hutts did that too. No. They all did.
There's slavery in the Star Wars universe?
I know, right?
What? Say it ain't so.
Star Wars is never political. Never.
Next, you're going to tell me there's issues with droids and sentience.
Yeah, exactly. Next, you're going to tell me that there's a droid fighting for droids' rights in Solo.
I miss her so much.
She was cool.
I tap that little section of the Falcon every time I go to Galaxy's Edge. I'm just like, thanks, L3. And then I just walk out. What? Anyway. Heidi, tell us a little bit about your Star Wars journey.
Okay. So when I was a kid, my dad was a big Star Wars fan. So we definitely had the sequel trilogy on video. And so we just watched it every once in a while. And then, the movies started coming out for the prequels. And so I was pretty little when the first one came out. But then episodes 2 and 3, I definitely remember we went to go see those in the theater. And I thought they were just incredible, just mind blowing. And, I would say I was a casual fan, like definitely loved Princess Leia growing up. And then, over time, Disney bought them and some things shifted here and there. And then I didn't really, have anything new to consume until I got Netflix. Because growing up, I didn't really have a lot of cable TV. So I didn't watch the Clone Wars until actually I was like about 21. And I got Netflix, and then I kind of got sucked back into like the fandom level. Like, you can be a casual fan and watch it, but now I'm like, who are all these characters? Gotta learn the names of planets. Like now I'm really getting sucked into it. And then, you start to watch Rebels and you start to watch more and more. And then that was all kind of leading up to Disney Plus. So I went to a Star Wars celebration in Anaheim. So it's kind of just built, I would say, over the last 6 or 7 years to get to this level of, Star Wars fan who's really gotten into the shows and seen all
That's
the
awesome.
shows on Disney Plus and stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome. So we here are big Bad Batch fans. Are you a big Bad Batch fan?
Oh yeah, that's like one of the most fun shows to watch, and it's good for rewatch too. I think like I can go back and watch episodes again.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about Bad Batch because there's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't think about that. But that's awesome though that your dad introduced you to Star Wars and that you rediscovered your love of Star Wars through Clone Wars. That's awesome.
Right.
Because that's when it was exclusive to Netflix because Netflix had that 6th season, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
what
awesome.
pulled me back.
No, that's awesome. That's really really cool. And what a time to discover Clone Wars too, like at its height as well.
Yeah.
All right. So, shall we talk about teaching and corrupting people?
I think we shall. I think that seems appropriate. The time has come.
Because we're gonna corrupt Heidi over here. No.
Don't take me to the dark side.
The dark side has cookies.
The dark side does have cookies.
The dark side has cookies and apparently no shirts.
And possibly our first butt that we've ever seen in Star Wars 2.
There was that one deleted scene in Last Jedi. But yes.
Oh, mercy. So let's talk about this because this episode was really interesting. And we are going to dive into spoilers. So if you have not watched the episode yet, please, and you care about spoilers, don't watch this. Watch the episode, then come back and watch this. But if you Pickle. If you don't care about how many hot shirtless Darksiders in Star Wars does this make? 3?
I mean, like, are we counting like the comics and stuff?
Oh, I would count the comics and even the 2 Jedi games too.
And can we count like non-force using villains?
Sure.
Because Marchion Ro is never wearing a shirt.
I would consider Marchion Ro Darkseid.
Yeah, that tracks. But like, we got Marchion, we got Anakin, we got
Marchion, Anakin.
We've got the Stranger, we've got Dagan Gera, we've got Kylo Ren.
I was about to say, don't forget Ben Swallow.
Yeah, Ben Swallow. We've got oh god, what was the name of the dude Cal fights on Dathomir in Fallen Order?
Terran Malicos.
Yeah, we got him. Darth. Well, we said Maul, right?
No, I don't think I mentioned Maul. We've got Maul.
Savage Opress.
Yeah, he's not wearing a shirt sometimes.
Yeah, that's 8 right there.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
So, something about the dark side just makes you averse to shirts, apparently.
Yeah,
it's an allergic reaction.
Can't do it, man. Ever since I embraced the hate, I just break out in hives.
He's just taking Benadryl.
But I mean, I think that this was the like tone change from the last episode to this one, I think was perfect. Because the last episode was a lot. So it was nice that this kind of was a little bit quiet. I mean, like a lot still happened, but it was like quieter. It wasn't like lightsabers. I mean, there were lightsabers, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? It wasn't the same.
We didn't see somebody become a 3-hole punch piece of paper.
We did see the
aftermath.
The aftermath.
Yeah.
Rip.
Oh snap!
Yeah. She got
F's in chat, people.
yeah,
F's in chat.
F in the chat for
Yeah.
being the first. There's gonna be something there. My brain's just.
That was like the first neck snap we've seen, I think, in Star Wars.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah.
At least they're gonna get a proper burial.
Yes,
True.
I was very grateful for that part.
Yeah.
Do you think? Well, now that they're recovering the bodies, do you think we'll see the Kyber Arch?
Oh, that would be a very nice way to like, you know, have like one of the next episodes just kind of open with like cracking Kelnaka's lightsaber open and putting his crystal into the arch.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very nice.
Yeah. If you're wondering like what the Kyber Arch is, it's this tribute to all of the fallen Jedi, and they actually put their Kyber crystals in this arch. And it's also a meditation test for Jedi as well, to climb the Kyber Arch and walk across it. And trust in the Force that they don't fall off. Yeah, I wasn't ready to see Jackie and You're Dead either. Should we start from the cleanup and then go to Darth first, the Thirst Trap?
Yeah, let's follow like, so there's the Vernestra plot, there's the Osha plot, and there's the May plot.
Hey Joey, what's going on? Let's do Vernestra because hers is actually pretty quick.
Yeah, she didn't have a ton of scenes. She's great. I love Vernestra. And I'm glad that we got a little bit more of the context of like the politics behind her decision making, because she had like mentioned it before, but now we've seen a little bit more of it. Because I've just got to like, bringing the senator into it really made it like, oh, we are leading up to the prequels. The Jedi are having to interact with the Senate more. Yep.
Yeah. Well, and they even talk about that a little bit in that episode, is like how they're kind of like part of, they're part of the politics of the Republic now. Heidi, your thoughts on Vernestra's little adventure?
Ooh, so from landing on the planet and then figuring everything out, I thought it was just, I mean, I'm just all about like audio sound design. So like those little like, it's kind of like a flashback audio, right? Like she can tell what's happened at the scene of this crime. So that to me is just like really well done scene where she gets the vibe, she can kind of sense basically through the Force like what's going on at the scene there. And so I think she knows that Soul was trying to protect Osha, but she might not know the full picture, but she knows that he made it. Like he's okay, like he made it. He's good. But like, and then you've got Mog, I think, is like, what's going on? Like who could be so powerful? Like it's gotta be a Jedi. Like he's like, oh my gosh, like what could be happening? And she's like, I got this. Like, guys, like I got this. I'm in the zone. So that to me was just like, she is so cool. Like she just seems so calm and collected all the time. And now she's got to be like, okay, who is this guy who's just going around, who's this powerful, who's like, this is dangerous, So now she's like in the zone. Like we got to find this guy.
Yeah.
Her having that kind of insight and being able to have it like help her figure out what was happening felt a lot like, this is mostly for Eric, when Vernestra was arriving on TK and Out of the Shadows.
Oh yeah.
And she had a vision in hyperspace, which is why she gets uncomfortable in hyperspace, and I love that tie into the book. But she had this vision. She was like, she didn't know what it meant. She didn't know what was going on. And then she gets there and she's like, oh, here's the context. Now I'm thinking back on this vision. Now everything makes sense. Here's what happened.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's kind of the behind the curtain of what is supposed to be like happening here for her.
I also got a little bit of her the way like she did the investigation into like what happened on Kofar. I got a little bit of the Emmerich Captor vibes as well, Leah, with because maybe she did learn from him because he was a Jedi investigator, and like a lot of Jedi do become like criminal investigators, which is one of those things. Matt, your thoughts on Vernestra's road trip?
So my thoughts are going to kind of echo my thoughts about how the Jedi are portrayed in general in Acolyte, and I adore it because you always hear about the Jedi being very kind of peaceful, non-aggressive, fight a defensive battle and only when provoked. But we grew up on the original trilogy with Luke Skywalker having a very aggressive, Jedi, or kind of Jedi form, I guess is lack of better phrasing. Anakin Skywalker needs no introduction between the prequel trilogies and Clone Wars. So it's like to see what everybody's talking about with the Jedi being quite literally supernaturally aware and being able to anticipate and kind of flow like water, around conflict and stuff is really cool to see. And I think that her road trip really kind of punctuated that because she was sensing kind of the residual energies of the conflict between Darth Thirsttrap and the Jedi that he slayed, and and then the I personally was still hoping it was going to be Tenebris, but the show's not over yet. But
he's coming.
Yeah. But I mean, overall, I've been really enjoying it. I think that the portrayals are fantastic, and this glimpse into the things that led to the prequels being what they were, I think is really cool.
So my only slight issue that I had with the Vernestra story, I wanted to see the light whip more. I
think that this was. I think that this was like our teaser of it. That this was like, she has this. Chekhov's gun has been shown hanging over the mantelpiece. We just need to wait for it to be fired.
Because
she's gonna fire it.
Oh yeah. Because there are going to be people that come out and say they don't like it, that this has never existed in Star Wars, and it's like, yes,
oh yeah, they've already had their fun. Yeah.
As a book fan, I did the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood point thing.
It's like, hey.
Yeah. I was like, I know that. That's amazing. Yeah, I said it just like that too. But no, like that was just really cool to see. However, I was like, oh, that's it. She's gonna slice a bug in half. But remember, keep in mind, the only time we saw Soul use a lightsaber up until that 5th episode was to slice a bug in half.
And I'm just gonna say that as a tech guy, I'm a huge fan of bug fixes. I'm just saying.
Quit. Start throwing Funko Pops.
I need to get a stash of Funko Pops just like off camera, so like when you throw them, it looks like they're flying through.
just getting hit in the head with a Funko Pop.
Just the next live stream, we'll just have like a Funko Pop cannon sitting above my monitor.
Hey Matt, think fast. I'll throw a Lego set at you.
Oh, I mean, hey, I'll get pelted with Lego sets. I'm okay with that.
I'm putting this together very.
Just don't step on a Lego.
No. Actually, I kind of want Matt to step on a Lego now.
I mean, I've got TIE Interceptor, TIE Bomber. There's a X-wing, Y-wing. I got one of the old A-wings. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. There was also another great book nod, Leah, and that was the name of Vernestra's ship, the Kantaros.
The Kantaros. her first Padawan.
It would have also been like cool, like if she had another ship called like the Sunveil or something too.
Oh, that would have been a really good name.
Yeah.
Multiple layers to that one.
Yeah. All right. So Vernestra had a road trip with a Padawan that looked like he did not want to be there.
Yeah.
And not her Padawan, so I'm curious whose Padawan he is. I do like there is a thing in the High Republic where like Padawans do seem to get passed around like more often.
Yes. They do.
And not even like when masters die and stuff. I'm talking like masters will take other people's Padawans on missions. Like everything with Ram. Like Ram Jomaram just gets passed around to other masters.
It makes you wonder. It's because you always saw Ahsoka with Anakin. If the attitude generally of the Order was, no, you can keep her, because the chaos that those two would get into.
I wonder if it was more like they were talking to Ahsoka and they're like, no, you can keep him. We're not going to make anyone else deal with him.
That makes sense.
I also feel like the council probably had like a giant bottle of like Tylenol like in the middle of the council chamber where they're just like, he did what now?
the meme of the stressed looking guy with the cigarette.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Anakin and Ahsoka are sitting in a literal room on fire going, this is fine.
But they're actually saying that it's fine. Who do you think lit the fire?
Exactly.
That, my friend, is the $1 million question.
It's a trick question. The answer is Obi-Wan. Look, he is underrated in the fandom for how much chaos he causes.
Yeah.
He does cause some chaos.
They always treat him like the straight man of the group, but no, he causes just as much chaos as the other two. He does just as many war crimes as Anakin.
Hey man, if they threaten Satine, there's no survivors when Obi-Wan's involved.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Good luck.
War with that entire room. Anyway, so we had Padawan Roulette as well. Yeah, so let's move on to, I actually want to do the thing with Chimere because I really feel like the thing with Soul is the most important and that we should save that one for last.
Okay.
So Chimere knows it's Osha.
Yes. He immediately knows.
Yep. Which I think is awesome. And okay, Darth Thirst Trap, let's go. Like,
I'm still calling him Dr. Teeth until we have a confirmed name.
In the electric mayhem.
I like it.
Leah, you're the one that brought that up in the first place.
I am, yes.
Yeah.
Hot boy. I love the repeating thing of Osha waking up like with a jolt and sitting upright. She's always having a bad time.
She is.
I like that she woke up and like she still very visibly has her injury. Because like I mean, yeah, it's 100 years after phase 1 of the High Republic, but like Bacta is still pretty darn new.
Yeah, it is.
Relatively speaking. And I mean, even by the time of like the rebellion, like we know that there's still a relatively limited supply of the stuff. Yeah. So it makes sense that like, no, you're on an outer rim world, you just got to heal the normal way.
Yep.
Walk it off.
Yeah, maybe there's some antiseptic spray just so she doesn't get like an infection and die. This isn't the Middle Ages, but like She's still got to heal the normal way, and I kind of like that.
Space leeches.
Space leeches. Hey, if it worked for Sarah Targaryen, it'll definitely work. Tis but a scratch. Hi, Pickle.
Oh,
There
look at
he
the cutie.
is. There he is. He wants down so
Great.
But yeah, like, and I think, at least to me, it was very clear that like he intentionally left breadcrumbs to get her to follow him.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted her to follow him. He wanted her to think that he was undefended and that she could pick up the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this, like, as much as he plays dumb, dude is the smartest guy in the room.
100%.
Yeah.
There's that.
Step ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, this always seems like, 2 steps ahead or more than 2 steps ahead, depending on the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get a bath scene. I didn't know that there was skinny dipping in Star Wars, but apparently there is. What?
I guess it's bathing. I guess.
Nudity in my Disney show?
I guess it happens.
Disney's ruining Star Wars. Do I need to put the cam? Do I need to pull the cam video up again? Because I will. Anyway, the rant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so we do get, because I want to bring this up because we do see something very interesting. He has these scars on his back. Could they possibly be from a light whip?
Ooh.
Possibly.
It wouldn't be the first time the light whip had been used against another Jedi. If you know.
Yeah. And I believe there is a non-lethal option on lightsabers, correct?
I don't 100% know, but I do know that they made a huge point of Vernestra learning how to use her light whip non-lethally.
That's true.
She made a big point of like spending a whole year practicing so that she could.
That's right.
Pull her punches, basically.
So, do you think Chimere was Vernestra's Padawan?
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Heidi?
It's totally possible. I'm not gonna say it's not possible, but we'll see. Don't
I
have
mean,
enough clues yet.
Yeah, she's been a Jedi for 101 years, so like
She's been around a while.
She's probably had more than just the one Padawan.
I wanted to make a 101 Dalmatians joke, but I just
You and your doggone puns.
Anyway,
we should really put a pug on it.
Pause. I made Eric leave. Yeah.
Oh God, I've got the king of puns in chat too, Joey. Damn it.
Yeah, it has been pointed out that like the scar on his back, it doesn't look like a normal lightsaber scar. It's not like a slash. It looks, it's kind of curly. It could be from the whip. I've also seen people say like it could be not from his Jedi master because he never said yes. He just didn't say no. That it could be like from Sith lightning, that kind of thing.
I was just about to point that out.
So I think it's intentionally ambiguous.
It's a red
for the
herring.
time being.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
god,
a
just
red
like the Drengir.
Yeah. Which I still think they were going to show up in that Bad Batch episode. But anyway, so we have him talking to Osha, and he's trying to teach her about what he believes how the universe works and how the Force works. I love there's an exchange that they have, and Osha's talking about fear and anger and everything leading to the dark side. And Chimera just has this beautiful retort where he just says, semantics. Do you just root for this guy now? Because you're kind of just like, this guy's got it figured out.
He's like, he feels like a key, like one of the big examples of like, you kind of have to buy into a very particular way of thinking about yourself when you're using the dark side, because and he kind of tries to push that onto Osha when he's like, this fear you're feeling, this anger you're feeling, that's the real you. And it's like, I don't think that the real you is you when you're scared.
It's a common trick that
Right. Like,
it's a common trick that like textbook sociopaths use to try and get into your head, you know?
yeah.
It's like
Palpatine did the same thing.
It also very much feels, to bring Last Jedi up again, it kind of feels like
God, bringing up that movie.
the moment when we get the three different perspectives of Luke pulling his lightsaber on the night that Ben leaves, and one of Kylo's perspective is, if that's what he does in a moment of fear, that is the real him. He is irredeemable and evil, and that's what he is. And then the Jedi perspective is, what you are is what you do when you realize you're starting to give in to your fear and your anger. It's you making a choice. It's you choosing to follow the light.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think that's an interesting dichotomy that we're seeing play out again.
No, and I agree, because coming back to like it is a common trick for people with malicious intentions in or out of Star Wars to point to the worst potentials within the human condition as being like, that's who you are, you horrible, evil, awful person. And it's entirely to get into your head, and make you doubt yourself. So,
and to justify your own actions when you're the person doing it.
Exactly.
Heidi, I want to hear from you about Chimera's thought process here and his teachings.
Yeah, I feel like he's trying to kind of sell this angle of, I think he's told her, the Jedi threw you away to Osha. But really, it's really coming from an internal feeling, because he really felt like his old master, from the Jedi. He said he was like a Jedi a long, long time ago. So I feel like he has this resentment, and he's like, I felt discarded. I felt like everything was one-sided. I feel like he's definitely just trying to project this onto Osha, make her feel like, these relationships that you have, they don't really mean anything, Soul, he's using you as a means to an end. He's trying to lie to her in order to gain her trust, when really, she's in this scary place, right? Like, she's on this unknown remote island. Like, she has every right to have fear, to feel like nobody is trustworthy. But, I think that all of this is just him trying to break down her trust in the Jedi. But she says it to him like, hey, I can't be corrupted that easily. Like, it's going to take a lot more convincing from you for me to feel that way.
Yeah, I get it. I also love that Osha kind of takes her first steps into that direction when she puts on the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get that ominous breathing, which I thought was just a brilliant use of, like you said, Heidi, sound design. They do such a great job with sound design in this show. That you're kind of thinking, well, maybe this is the start of Osha going down this path. Is it possible, and I think we've discussed this before, is it possible that we do get the roles flipped here, where Osha actually becomes the acolyte and May becomes the hero?
I was wondering that at the end of this episode because, like, Soul was basically ready, and also as an aside, I'm really glad that they didn't have Soul be completely duped by May the entire time. I was looking at that and I was like, okay, at first he was distraught and in his emotions because his entire team got killed. I could, I can see it being missed initially, but it's like, come on, Soul, but no, like, Soul was like, at the end of that episode, he was ready to lay down the law with May and be like, look, I've got some stuff to say. You're gonna listen, and like it did leave me wondering. It's like, are we going to see a reversal of May walking away from what she did, and maybe making some kind of deal to walk in exchange for information about Darth what's
Darth
his actual
Teeth?
name? Darth Jaws. And
Milo Ren.
Dark side. Anyway, but it'd be interesting to see. This show does suspense really well.
Well, another thing is like, if we're talking about May real quick, she could have sabotaged that ship at any point, but she never does. She ends up fixing the ship. So that goes to show you that maybe, like we've heard countless other times in Star Wars, maybe there is good in her.
And I mean, that's
reaction to her was funny too.
And that's been there from the start with like her. She never like tortured people for information. She would always try to get it out of them like as legitimately as possible. She she didn't really kill innocent people ever.
Yeah.
And Lee Jung-jae's acting was phenomenal in all of those scenes.
Dude deserves an Emmy for this.
Yeah. Incredible.
Like, it's just bonkers how amazing his acting was. Like, I mean, not that I doubted that his acting would be good, but like, he steals every scene. It's just phenomenal. I mean, Amanda's acting was also fantastic in all of those scenes. Though how differently they played May and Osha is absurd to me. Like, it feels like two completely different actors. But no, it's the same person.
It does. It feels
like how do you play someone who's playing someone who is also played by you?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Twice.
Heidi, you were gonna say something?
Both ways.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying there's so many layers to the performances here, so many emotions, and it's been really great to see it just kind of evolve over the episodes.
Yeah. I mean Lee Jong-jae's emotions, like just that scene where him and Osha meet and Osha says May's still alive, and then Soul gives her that smile is just, oh my gosh. And then for him to like pound the communications console in this episode because his team got wiped out. Just beautiful. I want to are we done with Darth Teeth for now? Or do we still want to talk about him a little bit more?
I think the last kind of things that I have about him are mostly about his helmet and what it means.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, I really like that they kind of, because he said in the last episode, like, no, I'm not going to take the mask off. What? Let you read my mind?
Mm-hmm.
And then this episode, he was like, yeah, like it blocks off your senses, lets you just focus on the force, which I would imagine would also let you focus on like defending yourself from other people trying to read you. Plus, I'm sure a lot of like Jedi reading people's minds is like just reading their expressions and such.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I kind of liked him explaining his deal a little bit more with that. And of course, you know, the classic, do you want to try?
All the cool kids are doing it.
Peer pressure.
Yeah.
It's not even really the dark side. It's just, you know, because when has there ever been a case where a force-sensitive person has touched something that another force-sensitive person has used and handled a lot, and then immediately been overcome with feelings and maybe even a vision from that? Never happened. Never happened.
You have to be careful with cortosis, because cortosis can be a gateway to stronger things like Beskar, you know?
Cortosis is a hell of a drug.
Yep.
OSHA just walked in. Kyber's like, you don't want none of this stuff.
I'm just thinking of like picture of Yord in episode 4 of the show. Young Jedi before cortosis, and then a picture of him on the ground in this episode. Young Jedi after one night using cortosis.
You wouldn't let your friends do cortosis.
This is your spinal column on cortosis.
This is your neck doctor using cortosis once.
Listen, every instance of cortosis we've seen in Star Wars has been in the hands of dark side users. Coincidence?
Absolutely, that
I
is
think
the case.
not.
That is 100% the case. I think the first time I remember seeing it in, even if we're just talking about like the current canon, is the Separatists were using it.
Yeah.
The Separatists were using it, and Anakin and Thrawn were working together to take down the cortosis factory.
Say no to cortosis.
I had to highlight that message. Yeah. I had to highlight that one. Well, no, and then it was also in A New Dawn too, because Kanan was working in
the Ascendant. Their technology used a lot of cortosis. The Ascendant, who were like, we're totally like Sith, except we don't have the Force, so we're just going to use cortosis instead and kill Sith.
Yeah, because all the cool kids are doing that too.
Darth Desalis also used a cortosis shield, and that
Afra used cortosis too. Yes.
Yeah, and because his shield was one I was considering recreating, and I was looking into it for a while.
Salandra's shield, I believe, had cortosis too.
I don't know if it was cortosis. I would need to double check.
They hint at it.
And I know that Vader's shield in the Darth Vader comic isn't cortosis. I know that's, I think, Kyberite.
It is. It's Kyberite, yeah.
There's so many things that are like blaster proof or lightsaber proof or whatever. Yeah. Everyone wants to use cortosis. Yeah.
All the cool kids are doing it.
It's kind of like the adamantium of Star Wars. No, it's the vibranium of Star Wars, and Beskar is the adamantium.
Yes.
Oh yeah, totally.
Or you have like the average space cryptid that is just completely immune to blaster bolts, and I'm like, it's superheated plasma. Where are they finding all these animals that are just like, nah, I'm too tough for it? I'm like,
I mean, how long have people in the galaxy been using blasters?
That's fair.
It's been a long time. A lot of natural selection can go on.
The Star Wars galaxy just selectively bred all animals to be immune to blaster fire by using blasters
Except-
on them.
I mean, look at Geode. Geode,
Geode.
Yeah. Geode's a rock, and he deflected blaster bolts.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so we had God, we went off on a tangent there.
Look, I can't, you can't put Cortosis into a show and not have Star Wars geeks freak out about it for weeks.
I don't know what you're talking about because Star Wars is dead.
Oh yeah,
Geode is such a player too. Geode is Mr. Steal Your Girl. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
Geode got in trouble because he was flirting.
Have we confirmed that Pika's baby is Joss's, or is it Geode?
It's going to come out with freaking grayscale from Game of Thrones.
It's a rock.
It's a rock.
It's a rock.
I'm pulling up Salandra's shield real quick. It looks more like it seems like it's more in line with the Gungan ones, or it's just a frame that projects a plasma coating.
Yeah. I would love to see you make that shield, by the way. It is such a cool shield.
Mm-hmm. It's doing more cosplay shields is absolutely on the agenda. Yeah. So I'm absolutely taking suggestions.
All right, so let's move on to the Baz Batch, as we're going to call them.
The Baz Batch?
Yeah, Basil, the sniffer guy.
Sure, okay.
His name was Basil, or their name was Basil.
Oh! Yeah, the little Peter Rabbit dude, got it.
Yeah, Baz Batch. that's what we're calling the survivors, the Baz Batch. Yeah, Peter Rabbit. Here comes Peter.
Can I just say, his little fight against May really felt like it felt, and I say this with love and admiration filling my heart. It felt like Ewok's Caravan of Courage.
Oh God!
And it made me so happy.
I know. I love that they scream in May's face and then run away.
And May is just
foot stomp.
Yes. And May is just over here bro, what are you doing?
And then May factory reset Pip.
Yes.
Cruel and unusual.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Yeah. What did Pip ever do to you?
Also, I do like that when he was factory reset, his eyes went evil red.
Yeah.
I'm Pip's evil twin, Kip.
Pip's evil twin, Pop.
He's got a twirly mustache.
Don't forget the cape with the giant collar.
He's gonna tie Baz to a railroad track.
He's gotta have the Niv Drendow collar where it goes up to here.
Justice for Pip.
Justice for Pip. Yeah. Pop is gonna tie some damsel in distress to a railroad track, and
Pip squeaks we lost today.
The Pips. Oh God, he's got the Mirror Universe goatee that Spock had.
Yes.
God. So Soul and May. So we like I said, we covered Soul for a little bit, especially with Lee Jung-jae's acting, and he tries to get a message out to the Mirror Universe crop top too. Yes. He tries to get a message out to the council, and then apparently their cell phone reception was really bad.
Yeah.
Where's the "Can you hear me now" Verizon guy when you need him?
Right. Good.
Can you hear me now, Vernestra? Can you hear me now, Vernestra? How about now? So we have them trying to restore communications, trying to get the Jedi there. But then, yes, that is your favorite Heidi streamer.
Lily Ree, what's up? What's
yeah.
up?
Every Zoom call ever. Yeah.
Yep. Can't understand each other.
No, exactly. So OSHA decides that they're gonna check in on the ship and see if they can restart the system. And then we really start to see Soul break down and start to the events of the day weigh on him. And then we get to this point where as the ship restarts, Soul ends up stunning May because he realizes who it is. Poor May, always getting shot with a
Wow.
sunbeam. I know. Actually, both
Cold.
of the Anastasia twins just getting knocked out all the time.
Boom. Roasted.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it beats being dead.
True.
They
Yeah.
did make it this far.
They did. They could have 3 holes in them, or their neck snapped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or them and their Jedi buddy could have been impaled on the same lightsaber. So, you know, there's that. And then we have May wake up in the same startled thing as OSHA does. I'm sorry it's too soon, but you know, let's pour one out
Too
for
soon.
Jackie and for Yord.
I was gonna make a Swiss cheese joke, so you know.
Would you like some Swiss cheese on your sandwich? And then because Soul also takes the ship into hyperspace, are they going back to Brendok?
Hmm.
Does make you wonder.
Why does everyone want to go back to Brendok?
Thank you, Han Solo.
The timing was too perfect. He's like, I'm out of here. And they're like, pew! Where is he? Soul, where'd you go?
it's like the
He's
cop and like Smokey and the Bandits just like "Arr!"
He was like, my Vernestra senses are tingling. I have to go.
Oh crap, when she gets here she is not going to be happy. There's no way I'm going back to Brendok. Nobody wants to go to Brendok. Nobody.
Nah.
Just say no to Brendok.
It's like cortosis.
No.
Brendok is a gateway planet. Brendok is a gateway planet.
To more serious
I thought
planets like
Cetos was the
Tatooine.
gateway planet.
Cetos is a gateway planet too. However,
Yes.
Unknown planet.
yeah. Yeah, which thank you, Leslie, for confirming that was not Octo, even though it
Not
looks like Octo. Also, can we talk about the little buddies real quick? The little buddies, yeah,
Cute.
yeah, little duck
Little elephant
anteaters.
birds.
They're
Yeah.
cute.
Yes.
There's always a baby one. It's like
There
there's
is.
just the baby. You gotta have the baby. The porgs had the baby. These guys have the baby. It's
Did
adorable.
Gotta
anybody
be a
else,
little guy.
did anybody else notice that island looked eerily similar to the one that Luke Skywalker was on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think
Octo.
Leslie did say that it was a very intentional, like direct mirror of that. But she did confirm that it is not Octo.
Okay.
Well,
Which
yeah. Well, here's my point. Like, if the Jedi can have an island planet like that, why can't the Sith have an island planet like that?
That's true.
True.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's like what they say about those gateway planets. You know, you get too hooked on it. You eventually start getting into more obscure stuff like Zonama Sakat.
My God.
What was the name of the
Pixar
fungus planet where if you touch the fungus, you're suddenly trapped in the memories of everyone else who's ever touched the fungus?
Wait,
that was
what?
what, Star Wars 25?
20.
20, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Luke
Star
goes
Wars
to this
2020, issue 20.
yeah. Luke goes to
Luke
this
touches the
planet.
fungus and suddenly he's stuck in the memories of Jedi Master Elzar Mann from the High Republic.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And what's Elzar's first thing? He just takes Luke's lightsaber. He's like, "What's this?"
I think he took Luke's lightsaber and then he complimented Luke's boots.
He did compliment.
This man has style.
Oh, yeah. Well, Elzar had style too.
Oh yeah, I think
Nope.
he had the line like, "I'm shaking in my beautiful leather boots."
Alexa in chat says nobody wants to see into Elzar's head. not after the walk of shame. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I think Ty Yorick actually liked looking in his head, mostly because Avar was there.
Avar and the woman that Elzar also spent time with
Yeah.
beforehand. Star Wars. But yeah, so there's a planet of fungus, force sentient fungus. Yeah, it's like
So yeah, basically there are lots of weird planets in Star Wars. They don't all have to be Ahch-To or Tatooine.
or Jakku.
I honestly, how do we know that Jakku just like isn't the far side of Tatooine and everybody just got confused?
They clearly pointed on a map that it's in a separate area, but I get what you're
Way over there.
Yeah, they're like, here's Tatooine here.
I wonder what
they did that
percent of
on
people who
purpose,
live on Jakku moved there because they were like, I am tired of living under the Hutt rule on Tatooine. I need to move somewhere else.
And then you get Unkar plot.
and then they move to Jakku, and then the remnant of the Empire is like, this is where we will have our last stand.
Well,
And then the Star Destroyers crash out of the sky.
You know, it's like, do you want to live under the Hutts or do you want to live under 1/4 portion guy? Take your pick, you know?
That's true.
Ah.
1/4 portion.
You know how bad a planet has to be for Tatooine to seem nicer?
you know, somebody probably got the planets confused. They're like, "Where's Max Rebo? He was supposed to be playing a concert here."
Like,
And it's Unkar plot, and he's like, yeah, there you go, Max Rebo, yeah. They're looking for the sleazy casino that he was playing in Book of Boba Fett, but Unkar plot's like, oh, that's on the other planet. I'll give you 1/4 portion to survive the space trek.
I'm just imagining like him inviting Max Rebo to come out and play. It's like, you'll get a half portion if you come out to play. Yeah.
2/4 portions.
2/4 portions.
quarter.
If you scavenge something, I give you 3. Anyway.
Max
Rebo shirt. That's awesome. We're going to be diving into the life of Max Rebo very soon. 1/4 portion guy is the
Quarter.
Porter portion.
one Porter portion guy.
Porter Engel mention.
Yes, Porter Engel. Love that dude. Still happy that he's alive. For now. Anyway. So that happened in the Acolyte this week. It's heating up. We're going to get a flashback here soon. I think that's when we're going to get the Sol Kalneka fight, or Kalnaka fight.
Yeah, that's how we see Torben get his.
You want to know how I got this scar?
My Jedi Master
was a drunk.
What if the fight is perfectly fine and then he just trips and falls on a rock and that's actually how
Probably is
it.
that. It probably is that. This whole thing is probably just them just sparring. That's it.
Like, no, they're just training.
Yeah.
They're just having fun.
Sparring went wrong. He took it way
Casual.
too personally and just 180'd straight to the dark side.
And Dara just hits him in the face with a rock. It's like, Master, what happened?
That's right. We're gonna get to see Carrie Ann Moss again.
I still think she's alive. I'm still
We'll
thinking
find
that
out.
she's alive. I don't
Much
think
to think about.
she went down way too easy.
That was fast.
Yeah. She could be the big bad. I'm thinking she might be the big bad. If it's not her, I hate to crush the High Republic hopes and dreams here, but I think it might be Vernestra.
That would really be something.
See, I don't like. I can definitely see her being like a part of this whole big convoluted plot that has led to this.
Yeah.
I don't think I see her being like.
I know. Yeah.
But I mean, it's been 100 years.
She's seen some things, man.
And some stuff.
Yeah, she's like a vet coming back from a really bad war. Seen some things, man.
Some of her talking points in Out of the Shadows, especially, were very Revan adjacent. So, like,
I see Vern Morris covering stuff up again. That's it. Yeah.
That is also a very likely outcome.
Yeah, I agree.
I could also possibly see her being the one to finally break the cover-up cycle, and then that is why we see the Jedi be so much more integrated with the Senate going forward.
Mm.
Yeah.
That could be her role in it.
So, real question, real quick question. Is Vernestra part of the Lost 20? Do we know?
I don't think she is. At least we don't know all of the Lost 20.
Okay.
We don't know all of their
We know it was
names.
Dooku, we knew Keeve, and a few others, but yeah. Because I'm thinking maybe she could be part of the Lost 20 because maybe they try to get her to be part of the cover-up, but she says no. Because let's face it, Yoda loves to cover stuff up, which is why
Yoda loves to cover stuff up.
Which is why the galaxy is in as bad shape as it is, because Yoda. Yeah. All right, so thoughts for next episode, theories for next episode. Are we just going to get a full flashback, or are we going to get it bookended by things? What are we going to do?
I think the next episode is going to be a flashback. I think that we've had such a nice setup with both Osha putting on the mask and Soul being like, let me tell you something. You're going to sit there and you're going to listen, and I'm going to tell you something.
Like, I would like to see more. Like, I would like to see where some of this stuff is going. Like, maybe we're like, which way is Osha going towards? Like, is she going more towards the dark side? I kind of want to wrap up some of that, but I'm also looking forward to more flashback stuff. So I kind of hope it's, I don't know about half, like 50-50, but I hope that it's like a little bit of a mix of both. Personally,
I would like to see it like go 50-50, present day and flashback, because I would love to hear Soul tell the story like through the flashback. That's also good too. That's also a good point. It could be Soul's POV for what happened. I was just about to make a joke like Soul's gonna be like, sit down and I'll tell you a salty yarn.
Pirate Soul.
Yeah, pirate Soul. May methinks you might be a Jedi. I would love to see Soul as a pirate. That would be awesome. Scuba Steve. Yes. Scuba Steve. Well, we all know who's in charge. It's Darth Jar Jar and Darth Nubs. That's who's in charge. Along with Darth Turgle.
Nubs fell to the dark side because someone sprayed Roundup on his garden.
He needs Roundup on that garden. That's all I'm going to say. especially with the plant that grew in sunlight. That's yeah. Lego Darth Jar Jar. Yeah, Misa gonna hurt you, sa. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. Yeah. So Darth Nubs, the search for snacks. I love Nubs so much. He's like one of my literally my Disney Plus profile picture is Nubs. I love that little dude.
I'm Baby Yoda, so
Your Baby Yoda?
Yeah.
Your Yodito, as some people call him.
Grogu.
Grogu.
That guy.
Yeah. What about yours, Matt? Now we're just going to talk about Disney
Don't
Plus
actually
profiles.
remember what mine is. Let me pull up my Disney Plus profile.
What about yours, Leah?
Oh, mine isn't exciting. It's just the mouse.
It's the mouse.
It's the mouse.
I think mine is Nash Durango.
Okay, cool. Alexa in chat says hers is Rex. That's awesome. Rex is another good one. You can just go into your profile and click on it, and it'll say edit, and you'll be able to change it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, I had Hunter for a bit too when Bad Batch was going. I didn't see Wrecker. Is Wrecker on there? I'm gonna look it up. This is what we do, Heidi. So hopefully you come back.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Okay, cool.
Gotta get more episodes.
Yeah. I mean, you're welcome back anytime.
They have everyone's favorite war criminal. And
Chopper?
by that, I mean Chopper. Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say they have Huang. They do have Nash.
Huang is honestly, yeah, we're gonna roll with Huang.
They have Hunter and Omega, but they don't have Wrecker or Crosshair or Tech.
Makes me sad.
I should just change it back to Bandit. I did have it as Bandit for a bit too.
I will also say too for the Acolyte, I do really hope we see Yoda at some point. That would be really cool.
I don't want to see him though.
Really?
Yeah, Crosshair's not on there yet. I don't want to see him because I like this being as self-contained as it is.
That's fair. Kind of continuing with the theme of Andor, where it's like, more kind of boots on the ground type, type Star Wars, as opposed to, just the folks that are kind of at the tippity top.
Yeah, I mean, granted, the stories has high stakes, but it's like not.
Right.
It's like more personal stakes than anything.
Sure.
Yeah. John wants to know how you know everybody. Heidi is one of my friends. We met through streaming or Overwatch or something like that.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, and then Heidi messaged me the other day on Twitter with a picture of a pin.
Merchandise. I was very excited about it. I found Skeleton Crew merch at Hot Topic. First time seeing merch for that show in the wild. I was like,
yeah,
this is awesome.
That's cool.
That's funny because we haven't even seen the show in the while.
Yeah, like no trailers or anything.
Did you?
I'm sure they're saving them for after Acolyte.
Yeah.
You guys never got a trailer at Celebration, right?
Nope.
Not when I was there.
Okay.
Acolyte got one, but not.
It was like a logo, I think. I think they're like, oh, here's a show logo.
Yeah. They said like this was gonna play out like an Amblin movie in space, so like kind of like E.T. All that stuff. Yeah, but yeah, you messaged me and then I was just like, hey, you watching the Acolyte? Do you want to come on?
Yeah.
Here we are. John says Bluey. Yeah, Bluey. We love Bluey here on the Beacon. We love Bluey. Well, I love Bluey. I don't know about these other people.
I like Muffin.
Muffin is Muffin's a vibe.
Chaotic. I love her.
Yeah. We were watching the new shorts the other night, and they had the one where like Muffin was doing toy reviews on YouTube. And, like she's just getting upset about this truck not being able to like.
She's always upset.
Yeah. And then she's like, I hate this truck. It's the worst. And then Muffin's sister's like, oh, can I have the truck? And she's like, no, it's mine.
No, absolutely not.
That's funny.
Oh, it's so great.
It's too
So
good.
great. Yeah, I love Muffin. Especially like when she had the Power Wheels car. Lego Skeleton Crew set. Yes, we did see
Oh,
photos of a Lego Skeleton
is it?
Crew
I'm
set.
googling that right now.
It's their ship. I believe it's called like the Onyx something.
Eh,
Yeah.
We'll
Ooh.
get what we get with that show when it shows up.
I mean, I'm really surprised. Like, I know Hasbro Pulse has like Acolyte Black Series figures like on their website right now, but like I'm surprised we haven't seen them in stores yet.
I think it's I suspect that it's a thing where they didn't really 100% know until the marketing actually got started
Yeah.
what the reaction to the Acolyte was going to be. And I'm sure behind the scenes they're now like scrambling, like we need to get some merch out there fast.
Like the Baby Yoda fiasco of merchandise.
Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah, honestly.
So, because I'm on the Hasbro Pulse website right now, you can back the HasLab Vintage Collection Cantina for $400. Yeah, comes with the Cantina, and it comes with 3 3 3/4 inch figures. And then if you get the deluxe edition, it comes with the extra wall, booths, and furniture. But let me see here. I don't think we're probably not going to get. We're probably not going to get Skeleton Crew Black Series until probably after the new year. So there's an OSHA Bounty Hunter Puck figure that is on pre-order now for $30. There's the Darth Teeth electric helmet for $100 that you can pre-order. That's already sold out.
Wow.
There's a
Yeah,
Black
it's sold out
Series-
pretty much instantly.
Yeah. There's a Black Series OSHA figure that comes with a pip for about $25. There's a May figure, a Soul figure, Indara, Yord, and Jackie that you can get. And then they're re-releasing Bad Batch? What?
I'm sure
Oh,
the demand for Bad Batch is crazy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then they're also releasing, if you're a Dr. Aphra fan, they're releasing 000 and BT1 again.
Yes.
And those sold out. Oh, and if you want to, piss off your friends that were pissed off about a certain Jedi that showed up a couple of episodes ago, you can get his Black Series figure too.
I saw some of the freak out about that, and I'm just over here like, I literally don't care. Like, I have a mortgage. I don't have the time to care about shit like this.
A mortgage.
Some of us have to work in the morning, sir. Like, we don't have time for this. Nobody got time for that.
Hey, nobody got time for that.
Where's my Lego Acolyte set? They're all dead. That's why. It's hard to put multiple holes in a minifigure.
I don't know. Give me a drill press and Give me a drill press in 30 seconds. I could put 3 holes in.
Before and after.
I have a drill press in my workshop. Give me a Lego figure. We'll
It's
make
like
it.
the Lego faces. There's the front and the back.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do think that it's. I mean, it was the same thing with Andor, where they just didn't have anything for it.
Yeah. Well, that was the same with Mando too, because they only had like the Mandalorian figure. That was it.
Yeah.
That Mando Naboo Starfighter though, I bought that the minute it came out.
So did my dad. That is my dad's favorite ship in the entire galaxy.
As a Rogue Squadron player, that still sometimes goes back and plays it. Naboo Starfighter is just
I
had
remember that game.
Starfighter game way back.
Oh,
on
wasn't that
Xbox.
game the best?
That was so cool.
That game was the best.
Which one was that?
The Starfighter game.
Yeah, like Jedi Starfighter on the Xbox.
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
Well, they did a Starfighter one where you played a Naboo pilot as well. That one came
Ooh.
before the Jedi Starfighter. Jedi Starfighter is great. If you have a PlayStation 5, you can get Jedi Starfighter because it's on PS Plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it originally come out for the 360 or like the old Xbox?
It was the old Xbox and the old
Old,
PlayStation.
yeah.
Okay. OG Xbox.
The
got it.
OG.
OG.
Yeah. I think we're losing it now. So the Acolyte, it's great. We're excited. We're having fun with it. 2 episodes left. I think we're all going to be emotional wrecks by the end of this thing.
Are we not already?
I don't
True.
know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. I mean, I gasped quite a bit during episode 5. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
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 Did we ever have it? I don't know.
I had to pause it and stand up and walk around.
Yeah, my wife was starting to fall asleep, so like I had to be super quiet. So I was just like,
For the week.
sanity is for the week. That's why we're Star Wars fans.
Indeed.
Well, actually, we're not Star Wars
Yeah,
fans.
I'm very excited for these last 2 episodes, though.
Me too.
I am too.
Yeah.
My only issue is I want them to be longer than 38 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what's getting me. I'm just like, we
I mean,
get to the end of
yeah.
an episode. I'm just like,
It feels shorter every time.
I would have loved more time with this show, and I'm sure that there's all kinds of behind the scenes junk of why they were given the amount of time that they were.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least personally, like I don't mind the pacing for what it is. I don't doubt that we'll get like a good conclusion to the story, and that's all I really care about.
Yeah.
Like I read a lot of really short books that, yeah, I wish that they were longer, but you know, still a good story. So I don't know.
You want to read some Brandon Sanderson with me then? 500 plus pages for most of his books.
Story time. The Silmarillion.
Yeah. What do you know about the Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings I've read. Silmarillion I read in middle school and then promptly like shoved it into the back of my brain, only for random bits to occasionally float back to the surface of my brain.
How much time do you have to learn about Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Do you have a moment to hear the good news about our Lord Darth Jar Jar?
We did Church of Thanos one year for Baltimore Comic-Con. So we were walking around and we were like, praise Thanos!
When is Baltimore Comic-Con?
It's in September. I'm not going to be able to go because I'm actually going on vacation around that time. I'm actually going down to Heidi's neck of the woods.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to Disney. Yeah. Yeah, Darth Plagueis, but it's similar, really. Like, no!
I can't even imagine.
That would be...
You have 6 pages dedicated to describing the details of half his lightsaber.
There was a notch on the top right corner. Regarding Sith Lords...
And a notch not much deeper than a single grain of rice.
Yeah.
But don't forget, it's space rice.
Yeah. The first chapter is regarding Sith Lords. And it's about where they live and what they do. Heidi he's probably like
In a cave in a mountain, there
Sounds
lived a
good.
Sith Lord.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, on the dark world of Korriban.
There used to be a temple. Yes, but this was no ordinary Sith. This was a Hobbit Sith.
You guys see my camera?
I just see you smiling.
My camera is blacked out here.
Oh no.
I can keep talking. I'm just gonna mess with my camera real quick.
Do what you got to do. We're almost done here anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do we have left to talk about?
Just
OSHA puts on the smelly helmet.
smelly helmet.
Smelly.
Can you imagine how
dare
much
you,
sweat is
Amanda.
gonna get like caught in there?
I mean, it probably smells like the inside of a tauntaun.
Like, you know, if you have ever put on like if you've ever put on like someone else's fencing mask or something, that smells so bad, and that is open in the front mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine if it was fully sealed in. You're just sweating in there.
Yeah.
Ew.
It's gonna be horrible.
Welcome to the podcast all about Star Wars smells. Today we're gonna be.
Look. There's so many things about watching Star Wars, and Tommy Stella has his "Lick I Am Your Raider" series where he rates what it would be like to lick everything in Star Wars. So that's taste. I figure we should corner the market on another sense and go all in for smell.
Next episode we're not even talking about the Acolyte. We're just going to talk about smells for the next.
We're going to talk about what the Acolyte smells like.
Yeah. So how do you think those robes smelled after he got done killing all those people?
What is Master Soul's signature scent?
You know, I think he
know.
smells like probably he smells
Because
like
most men go for a sandalwood. Most men go for a sandalwood type smell, but I feel like Soul is a frankincense guy.
Yeah. I mean, I think he smells like how Pierce Brosnan ought to smell like. just saying. I just think that he takes care of himself. Master Soul Lemon.
I think this conversation is a great way of telling ourselves that we've about run out of things to talk about.
Really nice interest. So, if you are not in our Discord server, please join our Discord server. I'm going to be hanging out after the show in chat in our Discord server if any of you want to hang out there. I'm going to post the link here real quick. I don't know what we're doing anymore. I warned you people. This is how this was going to go. I warned you all.
True.
This was actually surprisingly on task for this show.
This was more tame than usual. Vern smells like jasmine. Yeah, maybe. You know what? I think like Yord probably just smelled like Axe body spray. He probably just doused himself in Axe body spray.
Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah.
Yord,
Yeah.
as pretentious as Yord is, he kind of strikes me as an Old Spice guy. Like loads up on Old Spice
me,
and
I'm on
then
a
tries
horse.
to tell everybody that's fancy. Right?
You know who I actually think smells like Axe body spray?
Jackie.
OSHA.
Oh, OSHA.
Ooh.
OSHA might.
I could kind of see that.
Yeah. This is chaos. You haven't seen chaos, John. You haven't seen chaos. Oh God. I do not even want to go into Matt's first episode of this show where we did quotes from Revenge of the Sith as Donkey and Shrek.
No, that's
Many
true.
such cases.
It's over, Donkey. I have the high ground.
Shrek, what are you talking about, high ground, Shrek? I hate you, Shrek. I hate you. I'm going to make some waffles. Welcome back, Eddie Murphy, by the way. Welcome back. Yeah, we're done. We're done. May the force be with you. May you always fight for light and life. And we're all the Republic. I'm done. I'm done. I quit. Have a wonderful week, everybody. We will see you next week. Like I said, if you want, join our Discord server, hang out with us there. I'm going to be in chat after stream here in about 10 minutes or so. So we will see you then. Until then, have a wonderful week, everybody. Goodbye. Watch the Acolyte. Bye.
Bye.